In the 7th century, the world was in chaos. The Roman Empire had collapsed. Europe was divided into violent kingdoms. Most people could not read. Ancient knowledge was disappearing. Disease, poverty, and superstition ruled daily life. Far away in the deserts of Arabia, something extraordinary was happening. A new civilization was rising, not built on kings or bloodlines, but on belief. It was built on the idea that knowledge was sacred, that learning was a form of worship, and that understanding the universe was a way to understand God. After the death of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, his followers did not retreat into history. They expanded across continents, not only with armies, but with ideas. Within just 100 years, Islamic civilization stretched from Spain in the west to India in the east. No empire in history had ever grown so quickly, but this was not a civilization that existed only to conquer. It existed to build. Wherever Islam spread, cities followed. Wherever cities were built, libraries, universities, hospitals, and courts of law appeared. Baghdad, Cairo, Cordoba, and Damascus became the most advanced cities on earth. While much of Europe lived in darkness, the Islamic world entered a golden age. Muslim scholars gathered the knowledge of the ancient world. They preserved Greek philosophy, Roman engineering, Persian science, and Indian mathematics. They did not simply protect this knowledge, they improved it. They created algebra. They developed modern surgery. They discovered how light works. They mapped the stars. They laid the foundations of chemistry, medicine, and astronomy. Even today, many of the words we use, such as algebra, algorithm, and alcohol, come from Arabic. The modern world was built on ideas born in Islamic libraries. This made Europe afraid. By the Middle Ages, Islamic cities were richer, cleaner, and more advanced than anything in the West. Muslim doctors performed operations that European doctors could not imagine. Muslim engineers built water systems, architecture, and roads far ahead of their time. To the kings of Europe, this was not just another civilization. It was a threat, so they launched the Crusades. These wars were not only about religion or land, they were about knowledge. When European armies entered Islamic cities, they looted libraries, they stole books, they translated scientific works. From Islamic mathematics, Europe built engineering. From Islamic medicine, Europe built hospitals. From Islamic astronomy, Europe built navigation. This stolen knowledge later fueled the European Renaissance. As Europe rose, the Islamic world began to fall. It was not destroyed by armies alone. It was broken from within. European empires learned how to weaken Muslim lands using politics, money, and division. They drew borders that made no sense. They turned communities against each other. They signed secret treaties that carved up entire regions. The Ottoman Empire, the last great Islamic power, collapsed. What had once been one powerful civilization became dozens of weak states. The world map was rewritten, and the Islamic world was never allowed to recover its former strength. Today, many people look at Muslim countries and see conflict instead of civilization. They see instability instead of innovation. They see chaos instead of the greatest golden age humanity ever knew. But history tells a different story. It tells the story of a civilization that saved knowledge when others burned books. It tells the story of a civilization that built universities when others lived in ignorance. It tells the story of a civilization that created science when others relied on superstition. Islam did not only build an empire, it built the foundations of the modern world. And one question still remains: was it destroyed by time, or was it destroyed because it was too powerful?